Ababa. 3 months after floods left more than 300 people dead in Henan, another Chinese province is struggling to cope with rising waters. Shanxi has been hit by record rainfall, triggering landslides and bringing down thousands of homes. The authorities have evacuated more than 120,000 people, while operations have been suspended at 60 coal mines as well as 14 chemical factories. I heard more about this latest flooding from our China media analyst, Kerry Allen.
Well, there have been reports today saying that nearly 2 million people in the province have been affected by the floods. There's relief work ongoing, and there are some concerns that these floods could continue. I mean, so far there have been 17,000 houses that have collapsed and hundreds of thousands of hectares of farmland have been damaged.
It's quite a dry area normally. Do we know why there are so many floods at the moment?
We don't, but there have been a number of floods in recent years in China. And actually today there have been official statistics saying that since the start of the year, China's experienced heavy rain 39 times. And these floods have affected, at the moment in Shanxi, some ancient sites, like a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So these are areas where there are tens of thousands of cultural relics, so they're important sites to China's history. This is why there's so much media attention on these floods at the moment particularly.
And it's also threatening coal production, which, well, there have been shortages recently and China's been trying to increase it.
So one of the things that has been happening in Shanxi province is that a number of coal mines have closed, and this means that this could potentially, at a time like this when China really needs electricity, it could set back the country further as we approach the winter months. There's a lot of concerns in China at the moment as to what the winter is going to look like, because in recent weeks there have been energy shortages very much in the northern regions of China, close to Shanxi. So people have experienced the power just going off constantly, and it's going to get a lot colder. I mean, in the northern provinces, it does get below 0 degrees Celsius. In Heilongjiang province, it can get to minus 30. I mean, there were floods earlier in the year in Henan, in one province, where literally people were left without power and they did struggle. But at the moment, the flood level for this is still quite low. I mean, at the moment, you'll see in state media a heavy emphasis on a lot of work being done by firefighters, really trying to say that they have this under control, they have a plan in place. But yet, in recent years, China has just been experiencing more and more floods.
And yet, no mention of climate change.
No mention of climate change whatsoever, no. This is quite common in China, that you'll have an emphasis on what's known as positive energy. So instead of media reporting any sort of doomsday narrative, they'll emphasise the positive work being done by relief workers.
Our China media analyst, Kerry Allen.